My sister's church, former church, they moved, but they're in Birmingham. The church they were attending, they brought in this major solo artist in gospel music today. And we've been there. Pastor and I have been there. We know how it works. We get the phone calls, and they got to have this and they got to have that. And so somebody in the church said, I'll pay his flat. Well, if you don't know what a flat is, that means they're not just going to come on love offering. You got to pay X amount of dollars. I understand that. Been there, done that. Our family used to run up and down the highways in a 40-foot bus, and you can't go from this town to the next town on a $100 love offering. Some churches will abuse you, and they'll let you come sing and preach away, and they don't care about you. So I understand why they have to have the flat, and I don't have a problem if it's reasonable. Because too many people will take advantage in churches. But I do have a problem when we start getting picky about it. When you got to have M&Ms and only the green ones. And you got to have so many Cokes in an ice chest, and they have to be the bottle, not the can. My flesh automatically wants to send them to the Roach Motel in town. I'm so sorry. That's the best room we got in town. I apologize if roach crawled up your nose during the night, but you know, it's just reality sometimes. I'm not kidding you. So one individual in the church said, well, I'm going to pay the flat because I want him. And the other said, okay, said, we'll do it. So the pastor agreed to it. And then the contract came back, and the contract said that the first 3 rows on this side, first 3 rows right here, has to be reserved for any of his special fans or friends or family who may live in the area and want to attend. Those have to be reserved. Nobody else can sit there. Those have to be reserved. I had to have a certain amount of drinks. Y'all have heard this probably before, this kind of stuff. And had to have the hotel room. And had to have somebody out there working the product table. And so the preacher's wife went to my sister and said, do you mind working the product table? She said, I sure do. She said, well, my family traveled and sang. I didn't even work our own table, and I doggone sure ain't working his. And she said, because some of them folk crazy. They'll throw stuff at you and everything else, and I ain't doing it. She said, but I'll do anything else you want me to do in the service. Well, we want you to be over getting the certain kind of drinks. Well, they came in. That 800-seat auditorium only had about 150 people show up that night. Not one person sat in the little reserved section because somebody's ego was a lot bigger than their fan base is now. Not one of the special drinks got touched, and the hotel rooms didn't even get used. Do you see the picture I'm painting for you? That's the stuff we run after. But that junk is over. That stuff is over. There's men and women like this couple that have a touch of God on them, that'll sing for the glory of God, don't require all that. I'm telling you something, folks. We better get our focus back on what our focus needs to be on and quit trying to run after somebody because they got 1,000 members, so he must be a smarter pastor than that guy that's got 300. I want to tell you, what you better be running after is the anointing. What you better be looking after is how many souls are getting saved. If you go to a church and somebody ain't been saved in a while, you need a new church. If you go to a church, hear me, listen to me good. If you go to a church and nobody hadn't been healed, ain't nobody getting out of no wheelchairs, you in the wrong church. You better find you another one that don't just preach part of the Bible, but will preach the full gospel and allow the Lord to have his way.